Hello and welcome back to the Side Brew. Today I want us to talk about something that a lot of South Africans are thinking, but not enough people are willing to say out loud. Has South Africa lost control of its borders? And if that's the case, what does it actually mean for citizens like you and me? South Africa's borders have always been a challenge, from Zimbabwe to Mozambique to Lesotho, Swaziland, and even Botswana. Our country is surrounded, and in many of these border areas, fences are broken, patrols are thin, and corruption makes it easy to slip through. Depending on which stats you look at, some reports suggest we could have up to 3 million or more undocumented migrants living inside South Africa right now, and that number keeps climbing. That's not a small figure, that's bigger than the population of Durban. Now let's talk about what government has said versus what we actually see happening. Over the years, we have had promises about border upgrades, biometric systems, and even stronger deportation drives. Former ministers of Home Affairs have announced new plans almost every year. But what happens? We see stories of border officials caught taking bribes, letting trucks and people cross illegally. We see deportations being announced, but then many of those same people find their way back within weeks. So the big question is this a problem of resources or is it a problem of political will? Let's bring it back home, because for many South Africans, this isn't just a political debate, it's a lived reality. Unemployment in South Africa is sitting at over 32%, one of the highest in the world. Youth unemployment is even worse. So when people see undocumented migrants working in industries like construction, retail, hospitality, and even healthcare, frustration builds. And then you add another layer, healthcare. We have seen protests outside hospitals where South Africans are angry that foreign nationals are accessing treatment in already overloaded facilities. Baragwanath, Hillbrow, Rahima Musa, these names keep coming up in the news. For many citizens, it feels like they are being pushed to the back of the line while government looks the other way. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. On one side, you have human rights organizations saying undocumented migrants are still human beings who deserve protection, housing, and healthcare. They argue that it's unfair to blame migrants for South Africa's deeper economic problems. On the other side, you have ordinary South Africans, people in townships, people in informal settlements, and even middle-class families saying we are suffering, we have no jobs, our hospitals are collapsing. Why are we being asked to carry this extra weight when our own government can't even take care of us? This isn't just anger for the sake of anger, it's frustration coming from years of broken promises, corruption, and poor service delivery. That's why groups like Operation Dudula gained so much support. Whether you agree with their methods or not, they tapped into a real frustration that many South Africans feel. They positioned themselves as the voice of the people, demanding action where government has failed. But critics say Dudula's approach often crosses the line, sometimes targeting people unfairly and creating tensions that could spill into violence. So once again, the real debate gets avoided. Instead of government leading a structured, legal and fair immigration system, we see community groups filling that vacuum. The border debate isn't only about who gets in, it's also about what South Africa loses when the system doesn't work. We lose trust in government, we lose resources that could be stretched to help citizens, we lose opportunities to create a fair labor market, and most dangerously, we lose the sense that South Africa belongs first and foremost to its people. If the state can't control its borders, then what message does that send about control inside the country? Because weak borders are a symptom of weak governance. So what's the way forward? What's the million-rand question? Some argue for mass deportations, but realistically, that's expensive and complicated. Others suggest regional agreements with neighboring countries, but that requires trust and cooperation that hasn't always been there. At the very least, South Africa needs stricter enforcement, less corruption at border posts, and a government willing to tell the truth to its people. Because whether you are for or against undocumented migrants, one thing we can all agree on right now, the system is broken. So let me leave you with this. Has South Africa already lost control of its borders, or is there still time to fix it before things get completely out of hand? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. I really want to hear what you think. And if you want to keep up with this debate, subscribe to this channel right now, because this story is far from over and every week there's a new twist. I'll be here to break it down for you without sugarcoating, without bias, just the facts as they affect ordinary South Africans. Until next time, stay safe and keep sipping the truth with me here on The Side Brew.